you know, God been here for 3 years. Hit the
He wasn't
portal
gonna play.
today, but he wasn't gonna play. I mean, the guy was like RB7 pretty much. You know what I mean, he wasn't going. It wasn't no way he gonna play. So like, I understand him being a senior.
Best
You
of
want to
luck, brother.
go on, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Best of luck to JC Caffey. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to him. You know what I'm saying? All love to him, man, and thank him for everything he's done as a Buckeye for sure. But other than that. It's crazy, man. The culture of Ohio State. I was kind of seeing guys talk about this, and it was kind of shout out the Buckeye boys on YouTube, man. They do a lot of great work. I was watching them last night on their show. They had an interview with Riley Pettijohn and Tarvis Alfred last night,
Good
and real
job.
interesting. Great interview for sure for them guys. Sub up to them guys if you see those guys. So those guys, they was asking, Riley Pettijohn and Tarvis Alfred about the culture and the brotherhood and stuff, and they was asking about guys hitting the portal and stuff like that. And they was basically saying like, our culture is really close knit, and you know, you seen that the national champion, everything that they went through, and them winning the national championship, it made them stronger, and a lot of that same energy is carrying into this year. So it's like the culture is real close knit and strong at Ohio State, and it was something interesting because I've been seeing kind of conversations over the internet with some of with college football as far as the landscapes, teams saying that a lot of people don't have great cultures or great brotherhoods amongst their locker room, to where you seeing a lot of these kids hitting the portal, and where it's being a whole floodgate of these kids hitting the portal out here in college football right now. And Ohio State, you gotta give credit to Ryan Day and the staff for keeping this team together because they only got two guys that hit the portal this year in the spring, and really wasn't really crazy about those two guys. They wasn't going to play for real, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like the culture is very good. You don't have no star players or no significant players, hitting the portal. Like these kids love Ohio State and they love what Ohio State is building up there right now. Now we do got to stay on the lookout because it is Wednesday and the portal as far as entering the portal, it closes on Friday. So you never know. We may get a name or two, maybe possibly, but right now, as far as who would be the guy to hit the portal, I don't really see much on Ohio State. Other, I feel like everybody's locked and good. I don't see Lincoln going anywhere. You know what I mean, he's good. They're still competing for that job, even though we kind of know that. We talked about it last week. JS10 is the guy for real, but you know, it is what it is. But really, I wanted to get y'all take on it as far as the brotherhoods and the culture as far as these locker rooms in college football, and even so, I remember I posted that in the group chat about Jordan Seaton talking about Colorado with their with their locker room and stuff, as far as them feeling that they don't have much of a brotherhood a little bit up over there a little bit. While they got a lot of guys hitting the portal for money and other various things and everything. So I wanted to get your take for on that.
Well,
Go
I
ahead,
think
Ty.
I think I think I think the prestige goes to, if you follow me, just work with me for a second. Like look at schools that are not winning currently, right? That I have high prestige. Let's take for example USC, right? USC has prestige in name, right? It's
Right.
USC. You know what I'm saying? They've had legendary players, great players. They have a high prestige, but they're not winning to maintain that. I think Ohio State has that name, the high prestige, and Coach Day's doing a good job of winning. You know what I'm saying? To maintain that prestige and the school and the brotherhood. You know what I mean? I also think it's a shout out to the recruiting, to our coaches in the recruiting. They're recruiting high character guys. They're recruiting like
Absolutely.
top tier 4 or 5 star players who have high character and obviously like to keep their word. Look at Jeremiah Smith. I mean, they was throwing the bag at him this offseason after the
Everybody.
national title game. You know what I mean? That was throwing every. I mean, any team he could have had his pick of the litter of what school he wanted to go to, but he chose to stay. You know what I mean? That just goes towards his character. He's not looking for the money. He's looking for, you know what I mean, the brotherhood and stuff like
Wings.
that. They're recruiting good leaders, and I think Ohio State does have like the best culture, you know what I mean, in the country. I mean, winning shows that, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so that's just how I feel. I mean, look at Travion. Did Travion Henderson? He was a senior, correct? Right, Crush?
Yep. No, I think he's a junior.
Junior, but I mean, he stayed a lot. He stayed at least 2, 3 years
Yeah.
with us. You know what I mean? My point. You know what I mean? He loved school. I'm sure he had opportunities to maybe get the portal if he wanted to. So I don't know. I agree. I think our culture, our name, our prestige, um, is second to none.
What about you, J.
To
Kirk?
me, yeah, there's a lot you can talk about the culture at Ohio State. Seniors coming back, that's the biggest one. Um, he mentioned Henderson. I think he was a redshirt junior, but I'm not sure. But seniors come back. E2 was never a number one receiver, still going to be a first round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that seniors always want to come back, that shows the culture, and it shows leadership in these young men that they want to come teach too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of things. I mean, it's the road to the NFL. Basically, if you play at Ohio State and you play well, you're pretty much going to the NFL. You're gonna get drafted. You're gonna get a shot. All those things considered, I mean, how could we not be the top school?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Facts, facts. I definitely agree with y'all. Definitely, man. Like Ohio State culture is second to none. You got schools like right now, like Georgia, they got kids hitting the portal over there. Alabama and stuff like that. Even though both of those, cultures, I can say, as far as both of those locker rooms on them sides, I feel like they're pretty solid as well. Like though, those the top schools is they're kind of keeping those guys, and they built the cultures, a winning culture
It's
where
it's
it's
funny to
it's
me you picked
expect
those two
it's
teams because Bama lost Saban and now their culture is kind of shook. And I don't know
right.
if they're gonna get it back. But Kirby Smart's still there in Georgia, and people keep leaving Georgia every year. He's also the highest paid coach
Yeah,
in
I mean,
college
I think
football, but
it
we'll
come.
get to
I
that
would
part
say
later.
this. I think it comes down to like you're going to have kids leave, your school, like especially when they be like, oh, such and such from Ohio State hit the portal, and then they like, oh, he's from Ohio State, so obviously some of these people that be so naive to look at that video, they be like, oh, this guy's he's good, he was this and that. Oh, Ohio State got a guy, they make a big deal out of it, just like some of the other bigger
Caleb
teams as
Downs,
well. Yeah, I
Caleb
mean, so
Downs, that's a
so
big deal.
some of these dudes,
Shows
man,
you
they
about
they
Bama.
they be doing a they be putting a little bit gas on it, for as when they hit when Ohio State hit the portal and stuff. Some of these kids, they like, oh, this is Ohio State kids, so some of the fans automatically think these kids are good, but some of these kids they wasn't good enough to be at Ohio State, so
Right.
some of these kids is hitting the portal. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the kids that's like say a guy like Cornell Tate hit the portal. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to be the number
Julian
one guy
Fleming.
at another school. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing like that. You feel me? Like it's not like that.
Best one is Julian Fleming. Like that's the best one to
Yeah,
point out.
bruh. And you already know
Went to
we didn't
Penn
even
State,
care
and
when he hit the portal.
it's not like Caleb Downs leaving Bama. Like you get Ohio State dudes because they were seventh on the depth chart, or you know what I mean. They were junior and never going to play, or we understand
Fact,
those, and that's all it's been for us. So like we're good. Everybody wants to play here. Everybody wants to compete, and then show you know what I
fact,
mean, and lead by competing in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the Garrett Wilson, JSN, all professionals before they even hit the draft. You know what I mean? Now you got Jeremiah. He was a freshman. Look how he handled the media. You know what I mean? Like they just it's the road to the NFL.
facts,
Number one.
facts.
Because they ain't coming to Ohio State for the weather.
Facts, absolutely. I mean, just think about like
Or
Colorado.
the party
I've been seeing a
atmosphere.
lot of stuff going on with Colorado with their locker room and stuff. And I mean, me personally with Colorado, I mean, I feel like a lot of those kids that hit the portal over there, a lot of those kids they use prime. Like they use the brand and the name, and then they like the running back, the August, no, like the August Steve or something like that. I think his name,
Yeah, number
the starting running
44.
back that just transferred to Virginia. Like this
No.
guy, they said the
I,
kid wanted like a half a mil, like he wanted 500K plus, and Prime like, no, I'm not giving that to you. And he hit the portal. You know what I mean? So it's like this whole
Did he
NIL,
get that?
like
Did he get that though?
they didn't
no.
report to say that if he got that, but obviously, Virginia got a little money over there or something because they ended up pulling that kid from prom,
See,
I
and then it was
also
kind of
think
funny
Colorado.
because I seen prom and I seen prom in the clip. He was like, Virginia, I already let y'all get one. I ain't letting y'all get more, and he was
right.
obviously insinuating that it's teams out here that's literally tampering with Colorado's players. You know what
Poaching.
I'm saying? Like,
Let me ask though. See, this is the thing though. Is that illegal?
It's illegal if you get caught like anything
it,
else. We're
it,
talking corporations.
it's no structure to this thing, bro. It's
Okay.
no
So I
structure
mean,
to this
so I
thing.
mean, so if
Wow,
it's the
wow, wow.
Wild Wild West, can't no coach complain because if Prime can do the same thing to other schools that Virginia did to him, it's fair game.
Prime trying to change the program. I think players like the running back you talking about went to Colorado thinking that they would have an easier route, the playing time and stardom and TV time and all that than going to Ohio State or Bama or something like that. So they go play for Prime, knowing that
Hmm.
he bringing the lights. And then when you got to work and compete and you got to follow a structure and a schedule, you don't want to do it, and people get caught in the sauce. You know what I mean? Everybody does. The shit I did.
Yeah.
Like I ain't judging nobody, but I think that has a lot to do with it. But that's also why Prime is one of the best recruiters there is, and he's still recruiting for Colorado.
Hmm.
Colorado, not I mean not Tennessee, not USC, not UCLA, Colorado.
Right.
It's just crazy, and they're under a bigger microscope than the national champions. That's
Right.
what's crazy to me when it comes to the media and everything. Like they are under the biggest microscope, which is crazy. It just doesn't make sense.
Hmm. I mean, if he end up getting that 500K from what school he transferred to and not getting it, I mean,
Shit,
that's a real reason why a lot of coaches and
Happy
schools is
for you.
messed up. Because I can't, and if he did get it, I can't even knock him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can. You chose
Why?
that check over
But he
a
might
road
not
to the
even make it,
NFL.
bro. He might not even make it to the NFL. So he needs to make as much money as he can, get a degree, and then he'd be set. Like if you know you're not going to cut it in the NFL, if you're
Yeah.
not going to be a player to at least play 5 years to get that pension. Why not?
Oh, I'm with you.
You know what I mean? He gon'
I ain't
he
mad at
gonna leave
that.
you
I
with
ain't
debt
mad
anyway, like
at
everybody
it.
else
Facts.
is.
Facts, facts, facts,
Facts.
man. Yeah, bro. Like I said, bro, it's just getting crazy with this, bro. Like NCAA, like and Prom said it in this interview that I watched too from the practice the other day. He said, NCAA, where y'all at? Y'all gotta do something about this. It's getting crazy out here. Like NIL is for name, image, and likeness. It's not for pay to play. And that's what the kids and some of these parents and some of these, agents and stuff is getting confused with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on,
but
though,
the
Cam. Hold
NCAA,
on, Cam.
it's their problem. They don't have no structure control of this shit. So it's gonna stay like how it is.
Hold on, Cam. It's a name, image, and likeness, right? But it's value of your name, image, and likeness, right? It's the value of that. How do you increase your value of your name, image, and likeness? By balling on the field. So essentially, it kind of is a pay for play because if you ain't getting no NIL deal, if you ain't out there balling, He not
You
out
know
there
we
making
paying the
plays.
backups.
Say
Backups
again,
ain't
say.
getting no money. Backups ain't getting no money.
You know why? Because they're not on the field.
So I'm saying I'm not. I'm right behind you, brother.
Hmm. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be pay for play, but that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's not an amateur level anymore. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they did by signing the deal away. It's not an amateur level. It's a professional level, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah, I
basically
mean,
in the
cause
G League now.
but the thing is like,
They need a players
all
union.
right, so it's you going off, yeah, bro, and like, you're going off of sponsorships, the whole ordeal off of autograph signings, etc. A multitude of various things, but now when this just comes to where like teams is like, these players, they like, I want 1.5 million to play. And then you got like the coach is like, I'm not giving you 1.5 million to play. Like, and say this is a guy that's a sophomore. Like, and you been 2 years, you played a little bit, you ain't really proved anything to us. You ain't made an impact for us to pay you 1.5 million. Like these are the discussions that's going on in the behind the scenes right here. Like, of course, we
Free
talked
agency
about
is
the whole.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's like Warren Sapp said. He said this NIL and the transfer portal shit is more crazy than NFL free agency.
It's bananas.
Like he said, it's worse than NFL free agency, bro. Like it
There's
really
so
is.
many
I ain't
more
gonna lie.
players.
It's so many more players. Like we just seen in college basketball, the portal just ended, closed for them. They had over 2,500 basketball players hit the portal. Like, it's
Yo,
insane, bro.
I think UCLA. It's either UCLA or Arkansas. One of them. One of those top teams. Like they showed a team picture, and the whole team was transferred, bro.
Gone. Gone.
But a lot of these
All
te- lot of
12
these
players.
teams now are like the lower schools. They're building their teams off of the portal. You know what I mean? Like, like Michigan is
Why
hitting the
wouldn't you?
portal heavy this year.
Why
No,
wouldn't
we
you?
don't
I
have.
mean,
We have the luxury that we don't have to hit the portal that much because we got a crazy roster where we got to pay to keep our roster intact for real at the end of the damn day. And then we add pieces here and there. And then we recruit well. You know what I'm saying? We top five every year. So
I
like
mean,
we don't have the problem that some of these other schools have
no,
that
like
where they're
we're the
they're building their
Yankees. We're
whole
the
entire
Yankees in the
roster off the
MLB
portal.
before the cap. Like you know what I mean? We're the Yankees. Like we just we're on top. Like money spending and everything. So it's like
Mhm.
we don't have the
Facts.
Cincinnati Reds problems. You know what I'm saying? We don't have UC
Facts.
problems.
Thank God. Shit.
We just gotta go do what we do
Let's leave the
you
Reds
know,
up out of
do what we're
this.
supposed to do when you got the big stack on the table, man. Fucking lean on that motherfucker. Like, all right, let's go. Like now we're on a $40 million roster. Like shit, let's fucking go. Who can match our money? Can't nobody do it. You know what I'm saying?
What up?
No.
What up?
It's
What
just
up? That
crazy.
was my bad. My bad.
Yo, what's good, brother? You just
What up,
tapped
bro?
into like one of our first big topics, man. We was talking about the NIL and transfer portal being crazy and stuff, and some of these teams not having good brotherhoods and cultures in their locker rooms, and talking about of course the Ohio State in particular, having a great locker room and brotherhood behind them. Only two players hit the portal. Two guys that wasn't meaningful towards the team, for us, playing and being active in the game and stuff. I ain't gonna say they wasn't meaningful at all, but they didn't play any. They weren't gonna play this year, so they hit the portal. But no, two guys in the spring,
Boy, next.
nobody significant hitting the portal. No, we want to know what's your thoughts on it, brother.
Oh, well, I mean, TC McCaffrey or whatever his name is, I thought he was going to be good at some point. So him portaling, I mean, it makes sense where we're at right now. The other kid was like a
Right.
fourth string punter or something. I don't even know who he was.
Yeah, you just
But
go ahead and cut your ties.
yeah, but as far as like, I mean, of course, the portal's crazy. I mean, I think that places like Tennessee and Arkansas could make a difference if they make these cats make them pay them back. Maybe people will stop just trying to jump and run once they get money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this schools are starting to realize how messed up this stuff is. You know, so they trying to find ways to get some control back. Not that I think they need all the control back, but they're trying to find a way to gain
Even it
some.
out.
As far as the brotherhood, I mean, I agree. I think it's definitely a tight knit, better situation than most places. But like, I think a lot of these kids don't want to leave because they think that we're gonna go back to back. Like, you just came up in Natty,
Right.
you got probably the best team in football again, in my opinion. You know, it is what it is. I'm biased, but I would say that unbiasedly. If I were a fan of another team and I was covering it like I am now, I think I
You
would
see the
still
ring they
think
got
that.
this year?
Yeah,
Oh
that's what I'm
goddamn.
saying. Like,
Goddamn.
there's not really a room that might not quite possibly be the best in all of college football, except for maybe the D line, and that's yet to be determined. You know what I'm saying? So the brotherhood's definitely cool. I think something that I learned today that caught me off guard was something that the coach from Arizona State said. I didn't realize with all this new NIL stuff and the raise in the amount of scholarship athletes you can have also added like a limit of people you can have after summer camp on your roster, which is 105, down from 120. So basically, this
Goddamn. Oh, we lost you.
Yeah, man. So
He gonna be this one this year. He gonna be the one this year. Y'all with the bad Wi-Fi like Crush was last year.
I
He's the
don't know what you're talking about.
he's the Buckeye. He's the Buckeye Wi-Fi hater of the year.
Meter of the year.
Oh man. But you know
man,
what? What about contracts though, y'all? How you feel about just making these players sign contracts? You know what I'm saying? Keep them
I think
going.
You gonna
it's
have to.
more so the players more so than anything, and then they making the schools fall in line with this. I
Because
mean, so
Didn't Bryce Underwood he signed the contract.
yes, I believe so. No,
I believe all these dudes signing contracts, but they can still leave whenever they want.
but then they
But they,
coming
you know what
back
I
to.
mean?
But this the thing, they signing for like 4 years, and then they coming back to the table like a year later. Like, what's up? Like, I outplayed that year. I need more now. Like, that's why I said it's just getting insane, bro. Like,
Yeah.
man, somebody called me. My bad.
are you good?
But
You
what
good?
I was
I
trying
put
to
my
say
phone
is,
did not
Go ahead, T.
disturb, so I didn't get no calls.
but
Go ahead, T.
anyways, what I was saying is the coach of Arizona State was saying that he's telling his walk-ons to just leave. Just go ahead and leave because there's not going to be a spot for you because they dropped it down to 105 from 120. So that's like a side of NIL that we're not really talking about. Like the days of like walk-on players is basically like dead.
Damn.
I mean,
At
yeah,
least that,
it's a 105 cap now.
yeah,
Where you now
Uh,
you used to be able to stack walk-ons where you can have
well,
yeah.
the story would just
150
be
on
like the dudes that are
150
making
deep.
5 grand, not the dudes making 500. Instead of walk-ons, it'd be dudes making 5 grand. Like them
Right.
15 spots, they won't see in the field. Like I love the movie Rudy, but like you know what I mean. As a movie, it's cool, but in reality, like
Hey,
you know what I
shout
mean.
out Rudy. How did Rudy get shouted out on the Steppers today?
I
I
find
ain't
a
that
way to
movie.
do shit.
I still have
I
that
hate that
picture
movie.
that I had that picture
I,
around that when we
I,
after we won the name Rudy, and they put the Ohio State patch on his jacket.
weak sauce.
Crazy.
Hey,
Man,
Rudy
that's
didn't
some
Yeah,
dudes
deserve
don't
that
man.
like
fight.
Notre Dames because of Rudy, man. Five
He didn't
foot
deserve
nothing,
that fight.
100 nothing.
Right,
That's a hell
right.
of a speech. Just saying.
Thanks, man. So we can go ahead and get on to the next topic, man. Um, Bums up North Spring game, man. I happened to
Hey,
catch a little bit of it, you know what I'm saying? Well, I wanted to just briefly, talk about it a little briefly. We ain't got to dwell on it too long. It wasn't too much
these
action on it,
hey, they
obviously.
they praising this man for 2 interceptions and his only touchdown.